Welcome to Eureka Street Crypto. This is my anti-professional crypto channel. I'm just a barely sane dude who fell down the cryptocurrency rabbit hole. This channel is my fumbling attempt to communicate myself outside my own head about my journey in the crypto space. It is basically my brain dump. None of this is actual financial advice. Welcome everybody to Eureka Street Crypto, broadcasting live from Denver, Texas. Once again, it's 10:41 in the morning, and today I'm doing a later episode as well. I did my morning show because I have a very special guest on, and sorry for all the movement of the camera. My camera decides it sometimes doesn't like my face. But this is my video blog, aka Brain Dump, and sometimes I have some really cool guests, and this one in particular is extra cool. He's pseudo-anonymous, name is Chair, and he is one of the co-founders of NFTP.fun, which is the Rainbow Rolls NFT project, helped to wipe away medical debt. And if you heard that person, that early adopter in the stall, you know that medical debt is a problem. So welcome, Chair. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Eureka. It's been you've been an early and avid supporter of the roles. I appreciate you having me on. I'm excited to be here.
Dude, I'm stoked that you're on here. I'm stoked about, when I first heard about toilet paper NFTs, there's a total ton of debauchery and just gluttonous behavior around NFTs lately. Total degen action, people putting down, hundreds of thousands of dollars on some ape that looks bored and a bunch of other crap, out there. So when I heard about this and I heard about it wiping away medical debt and basically, to me, it just seems like an amazing public good. So first of all, did you ever think that you'd be pitching toilet paper JPEGs as a way to maybe help a family crippled in medical debt because someone in their family got cancer and they had to go to the doctor a lot and maybe lost their job?
I didn't envision this exact scenario, but I could have. Maybe it was predictable that I would that I would end up doing this, but no, it's even up to the moment, even while we in the first week or so, it was like, are we really gonna do toilet paper NFTs? But then it was like, yeah, we're really doing toilet paper NFTs. As you mentioned, things got a little wild. They still are, as far as every day a few more PFP projects or NFT, like vague, shady, weird NFT projects come out. And it had gotten so ridiculous in August, towards the end of August, that that Joshua, the venerable OX Joshua, had a Twitter exchange with someone going back and forth, and it ended up on, I'm gonna buy and hoard toilet paper, or sell it. He's gonna sell all his gold for toilet paper because it's deflationary. And
deflationary, I love it.
So that's where it started. That was the original joke. And so we're really just sort of making light of the fact that so many ridiculous projects have come out. And we are donating the proceeds, the majority of the proceeds, to public goods and to wiping away medical debt. So and we have 3 main really cool partnerships with RIP Medical Debt, Giveth, and Gitcoin. So it's turned out to be a very fun and think probably the most fun, interesting project I've ever been a part of.
Right on. So anytime anybody buys an NFT, it's divided amongst those three, and then of course, to continue to fund NFTP fund project as well. So divided amongst the 4 projects. Let's talk a little bit about that. I don't want to go into the basics of NFTs because a lot of people already know that, and there's tons of videos about it. But let's just talk a little bit about how that's done and how that will continue to pay off for the public goods.
Definitely. Version 1 is the money the ETH as an NFT is minted. NFTP Rainbow Roll is minted through the UI on the website at nftp.fun. That's nftp.fun. The ETH goes to the smart contract, which is owned by a multisig, which is a 5 of 8 multisig controlled by the team. And so any action, any withdrawal or allocation or anything needs 5 signatures from the team. And most recently, the first allocation or payment of funds went out. There was 20.8 ETH to Giveth, 20.8 ETH to Gitcoin, and 19.8 ETH to RIP Medical Debt.
Damn, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, and which were just but basically that exact process was followed, and the way that so Gitcoin, we got into the Founders League, or the Funders League, which is the pool of donations that's where the funds come from for all of the matching. So when Gitcoin does matching for certain projects, or if you use a certain currency, or I think for the Funders League, it's really just any donation gets matched, or something like that. I think the USD number was 50K, and then we have some. So I think we have almost enough for the next for Gitcoin Grant Round 13 Funders League as well. So we'll be matching, and we have been matching for Grant Round 12. And we will also be a part of Grant Round 13 as well. And so for Giveth, we gave the 20 some odd ETH went directly to the Giveth general public pool that is distributed between all of the projects on Giveth. And RIP Medical Debt set up a profile on Giveth, which we were able to send their ETH to them via Giveth. So we're dog fooding within our own.
Right on. Okay. So Giveth is kind of, for lack of better words, and I hate to compare that, but it's kind of like a Kickstarter, but a transparent one on the blockchain, right? In which people can put their own projects up there, and it's
precisely. And it's really like around public good, social good, is I think the focus, or that they try to promote. But I think it's not incredibly restrictive. You can get your project on Giveth. Becoming verified is another story, I think. But yeah, like kind of angle towards public good. The GoFundMe or Kickstarter of ETH, and Griff Green from Giveth has been an amazing and incredible supporter of probably really all of our partners have been. Griff, especially, and Lauren at Giveth have been amazing supporters of NFTP.
Yeah, he's got his hands on a lot of stuff for public goods. I see a lot of his work and his name around all that. So that's really cool. For those people who are unfamiliar with how NFTs work, think about it like this. Hold on, let me show this real quick. Here is Junkatarian John, the Garbage Pail Kid. Yeah, they made money off of that one time, Garbage Pail Kid Company or whatever. For an NFT, every time it gets resold, the creator makes a percentage of that every single time it's sold. So each time that this NFT changes hands, and here's the one that I got, and I'm pretty stoked on mine. If I were to sell that on OpenSea, then a percentage of that proceeds still goes to Giveth, RIP Medical Debt, Gitcoin, and all that. So, and NFTP.fund, right? Am I correct in that?
So sorry, I was muted. Yeah, that sounds right. That's I'm like talking. Yeah, that sounds. I think that was correct.
So yeah, it's kind of the gift that keeps on giving in a way. So that's the difference, and that's the significance of NFTs that a lot of people don't get. They're like, I can just right click and save, So, but no, there is an address tied to that, and if there's some kind of donation and public good attached to that, well, then man, you have something that's continuing to go on and on and on, right?
Yeah, that's something that we sort of realized that this is a cooler flex. It may sound corny, but it kind of like if you have a rainbow roll, then you, you you have donated to the projects that I mentioned and made a difference across a pretty large spectrum of people. Like you've touched a lot of your ETH touched a lot of lives in the minting of a rainbow roll, and the how should I say it? The like when you have a board, there's a metaphor. There's a metaphor. If a bored ape is a Rolex on your wrist, then a rainbow roll is a Sierra Club bumper sticker on your car.
Right on.
Huh?
Yeah.
Because we're doing good, and so it's sort of that's the signal I think with rainbow rolls.
You're
And
doing good.
yeah,
Sorry, I had to.
we're wiping away
Yeah.
developmental blockers
Yeah.
and medical
So
debt.
I want to think about like the person that just suddenly receives this. Well, I don't know if it's an email or a letter or something from RIP Medical Debt that suddenly, they receive some kind of notification that says, oh, by the way, we know that you had, $13,000 in medical debt. But you know what? We took care of it, and it was done by selling pictures of toilet paper, cartoon pictures of toilet paper. Like, do you guys have any feedback from those people?
We are looking to. We will likely see that next year. We're at least going to know more. I don't know because it's medical debt and there are things like HIPAA in the United
Oh
States that
yeah.
you need to be wary of. I don't know how much contact we'll have directly with like the direct beneficiaries. However, Scott at RIP Medical Debt has been keeping us sort of updated and letting us know where everything is at in the process. We will know almost precisely to the dollar how much impact and what area of the country, I think down to the county or the zip code,
Oh wow.
where the money went. So we'll know at least that much. We'll know that, in this state, in this county, these people, because the way that RIP Medical Debt acts is exactly as a debt collector acts. They
Oh
find
yeah.
debt to buy, just like a
Uh-huh.
mafia has debt collectors.
Yeah.
They buy up, and they'd say like, so at when debt collectors buy, someone's $100,000 worth of medical debt and they buy it for 40,000, trying to squeeze 20,000 out of the person that has no money. RIP Medical Debt does the same thing and pays off that debt. So the person so I would imagine that it's an amazing relief
Oh
to
yeah.
those people. um, and it all John Oliver did something very similar a few years ago where he made an amazing impact, and with a few $1 million was able to wipe over $100 million worth of medical debt. Our number at this point, given the 20 ETH, so RIP Medical, because of the way that they operate, that ratio of dollars to impact, let's say, can grow. The dollar impact can go from 10 to 1 for every dollar donated all the way up to 100 to 1. So
Wow. That's
uh
insane.
at the numbers that ETH has gone down slightly since we did the calculations, but I think conservatively 7 or 8 million dollars of medical debt will have been wiped from the 19.8 ETH that was donated,
Yeah.
and as much as like it can go as high as 80 million depending, but the 100-to-1 ratio is like it comes from older debt. So if they're trying to make an impact on people that are like more recently um, in debt, then it's closer to 10-to-1.
Wow.
But anyway, like about around 8 million plus conservatively is how much will be wiped just from this round of donations alone, and we're only just getting started.
Yeah, that's insane. I mean, right, those people, they basically pass around debt and speculate on it, right? I mean, I know that that's kind of how the housing market crash happened in 2008, right? They were passing around mortgages and speculating on those mortgages and derivatives of them and stuff like that. I mean, aren't they kind of doing the same thing with debt right now? I mean, I don't know enough about that industry, but yeah, it's pretty
I
degenerate, and to see you guys doing something good and putting a positive spin on it is pretty cool.
Yeah, I know it's messed up, as a lot of industries are messed up. I can confidently say that, like the
Yeah,
entire um, medical debt situation in the United States, and really anywhere that there isn't healthcare, and where there
yeah,
could be, and should be. Um, so it's nice to make like legally, I only really pay attention to to crypto anymore, so I don't know what's going on that side, but um, I know it's not a great situation. Having many family members impacted by
yeah,
stuff, and everyone is. That's the thing about medical debt is like there really isn't anyone who hasn't been impacted by
yeah.
gnarly medical stuff. So it's a good.
And what better way than to take such like a grave, serious topic and then put toilet paper on it, and to put fart jokes in it because we all love fart jokes. So like the second I heard about toilet paper, I was like, man, I'm in. Count me in. Yeah, this is it. Because I mean, I remember in middle school wrapping houses with toilet paper. There's, of course, one of the first things people get during pandemics and stuff is toilet paper. Anytime there's a hurricane down south in Texas, there's, toilet paper flies off the shelves. So let's take a look at this toilet paper here. This is my NFT, and it's just a screenshot. It's not the actual one, so it's slightly pixelated.
That's a
Um,
nice one. You have the pink frame with
Okay,
the
so I was
gibbous
going to ask you
background.
about that. So, like, what's up with these attributes, and maybe explain to people like what attributes mean, and like it affects the rarity and all that type of stuff. Like, what makes these
Yeah,
these types of NFTs special?
yeah, definitely. So there are 9, I believe, attributes. I'm running to the OpenSea right now as as we're talking. But yeah, there are. So let's talk about the artist real quick. Is he has to stay anonymous for the time being, but he goes by Ragged, and he works at a he's a works at a big time corporate um, company. This was their first venture into NFTs at all. Like they um, had not created a generative piece like Rainbow Rolls before, but because he comes from such a he comes from a very professional process, so it was easy to onboard them. So basically, there are 10,000 unique Rainbow Rolls, and each one of them was generated or is generatively created. So each element, each property was created in isolation, and so everything from the background to the eyes, frame, roll pattern, the pattern of the background, the pattern of the frame itself,
Wow,
are all uniquely generated. And if you look, so each roll has a cleaning power score under boosts if you're on the OpenSea, which the cleaning power denotes the rarity of the roll itself. So there's no need to go to rarity tools or any third party when you are trying to assess the rarity of your roll. The cleaning power goes all the way up to 180. So
wow,
we can see that I'm looking at one that says plus 88 rarity, so that would be towards the bottom third of rarity. And so
I don't know if you can
each
share your
year,
screen, but you're welcome to.
like basically, I don't know if you have the I can let me. It's okay. But basically, like when you go to the Rainbow Rolls uh OpenSea and click on any, or if you go to nftp.fun, you'll find the OpenSea link right in there, and the contract and all the other accoutrement. Click on any role and you'll see the properties there, and under boosts you will see the cleaning power, and that cleaning power basically takes into account all of the traits for that given NFT and assigns it a golf score, like a reverse golf score almost. So the higher the number, the more rare your role is. There are a few, I believe there's a few within the 170 to 180 range right now,
Okay.
and we are only roughly 10% of our way minted through. So there are a lot
Wow.
of there are a lot of there's a lot there's a
Yeah.
lot of more Easter eggs to go, and
A lot of room for speculation, but healthy speculation, good speculation in which you can,
yeah, I mean, like, hopefully, I mean, we hope to just build on top of this, and like try to create more impact, do more good. This project was something that gained a lot of momentum and became serious very quickly, like that sort of came out of a joke, and then
yeah,
a group of really cool, talented, amazing people from across the web, like across the Ethereum landscape came together. Um, so like uh, we hope to do what we can to continue to make an impact. Like next up, we're gonna try to, before the end of the year, before January, implement snapshot voting um, for holders, so we can start voting on initiatives. The holders can signal uh, intent, or where they would like to um, funnel the 10% of funds that are allocated to the DAO.
okay,
There is a rainbow, like we have earmarked 10% of funds to be decided, like the which projects, whether it be Giveth, Gitcoin, or directly back to RAP medical debt, the DAO can decide on that 10%, and that was sort of meant to be a monthly or quarterly, or like sort of something somewhere where we can divert or we can route funds directly to a cause that needs it in the moment. Um, on this past donation, we evenly split uh, all of the ETH that we had. So we had the 10%, and we gave it all to RIP medical debt, so that there would be roughly 20 ETH to each project. On this
damn,
next round, as we collect, when we get to another milestone where we have a significant amount of ETH, um, and we can also let the community vote on at what point should we unlock it. Um, we hope to do a snapshot vote, and for
Mhm.
like holders of more than one role, we'll be able to nominate potentially what projects they want to see get extra funding, and then the remainder of the voters or the holders vote on, all of the voters vote on those projects. So if there's this X project on Gitcoin that somebody is really big on, then they can nominate it if they hold two or more rainbow roles, and then can say, hey, let's include this project in the 10% allocation. So that's sort of very roughly the direction that we'd like to go, so that the community has a say.
Yeah, so Rainbow Rolls NFTP Fund is not just a nonprofit project; it's an actual DAO and a decentralized autonomous organization that basically anybody can join, right? Or you have to have an NFT, Rainbow Roll
Holders,
NFT. The
holders,
holders, okay,
yeah. If you hold a rainbow role, you are in in the NFTP DAO. At the moment, that's between me, you, them, the smart contract, Vitalik, and God. But soon there will be a very proper DAO structure. We're working on that now. Um, yeah.
right on. So I know that you're 10% sold of this 10,000, right? You said that. So if that's the case, once this 10,000 is up, do you see it maybe going to a series deuce?
Series Deuce, yeah. I would love to. I would love to get to 10,000 also.
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, I think so. I th- I hope that people, and I think they already have. I think we've seen projects come out that sort of doing the same thing. I hope that people can implement something like this within their own NFT projects going forward. Like, there's no reason not to give a small amount back to um, benevolent public good
Well, I mean,
organizations. So, yeah.
I've seen since Rainbow Rolls, and I didn't see it before this. This was the first NFT project that I had seen that goes towards public goods. Because honestly, I wasn't really into NFTs because I did not like this whole 2017 ICO, vaporware vibe going on with a bunch of these NFT projects. And I like the way you guys kind of took that and you turned it on its head. In a way, it kind of reminds me. I mean, as much as I don't like Dogecoin, back in the day when Jackson Palmer and Billy Marcus started it, they were doing it to kind of grind the gears and poke fun at all the people taking the crypto industry way too seriously. And you guys are kind of running along that same vein with doing this. You're poking fun at the NFT flippers, the speculators, the people that take it way too seriously and use it as a status symbol. And you're saying, you know what, we're going to use this for something really good. And since then, I've seen crypto titties pop up, hip hop heads, and some other stuff coming around for public goods and really good things.
Yeah, yeah, I appreciate that. Um,
I mean,
yeah,
do you have any other favorite NFT projects that are I mean,
I
public goods or not? What are some of your other ones that you like?
I'm trying to, like, I'm racking my brain for other public good ones right now. Like Marshot bots, Moonshot bots, are really cool. They are doing sort of a similar thing around, I think Moonshot around
Moonshot
Gitcoin, and they
bots.
recently did the Slaying Moloch fractionalized NFT.
Huh.
Um, I think like the greatest LARP. I don't own any of those, but that's something that was happening like yesterday and the day before that's been interesting and cool to see. Um, I have a Marshot bot which goes towards public goods. And what
Marsh.
else?
How do you spell that? So I can look it up.
Mars shot, just like it sounds.
Okay.
I think it's a spin-off of the Moonshot bots,
Okay.
and um, that's also a public good. So, and they were actually might have been around before NFTP, but just a little bit quieter
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
cooler about what they're doing. But
Potty jokes.
but right now, like the thing that I'm really excited on the 21st of December, the public alpha of Heroes of Evermore, Battle for Evermore, rather is going live. That's if you go to mud.xyz, that's the
Mud.xyz. Okay.
first project for um, Mud. It's uh, uh, MMO game, what's it called? A text-based game where you have 10,000 like generated character. How do I explain it? Like it's like a loot. It's a fork of loot,
Yes.
where all of the characters are generated from NFTs, and I'm really excited for that because it's like a playable game with your NFTs as players, like as pieces.
It's kind of like, so I
Actually,
got some Magic the Gathering and D&D vibes to it.
it's exactly that.
And some nerd status stuff. That's
It's
awesome.
yeah. Um, and yeah, that's some of the stuff. MTFA.io, Never Touch Fiat Again, is
Yeah.
a
Okay.
really cool. It's gold backed NFTs.
Yeah.
Avagachi I am
Oh yeah.
severely addicted to, and can't wait for the realm to finally
Yeah,
be live.
Aavegotchi is interesting. They're kind of one of the front runners in this whole type of NFT with attributes type of game, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know what's actually live. Oh, wait. Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, Aavegotchi, they're kind of one of the they were on the forefront of this whole gamified NFTs with attribute type of game, right?
Yeah, I think Heroes is going to beat them to being live.
Okay.
But yeah, they are, and I mean, I could talk about Aavegotchi forever, but
Yeah.
yeah, like
Yeah, good
between
kinship.
yeah, like just between like it's amazing, just the collection and tinkering with rarity scores with wearables and whatnot with Nagashi's. Like there's no game. The game
Yeah.
is just, well, there's sort of a game, but um the game is really just trying to increase your rarity score and make your gacha more valuable or more
Well, that's
rare.
done through continuously checking in on your Aavegotchi, right? And building up the
Hmm.
kinship, which is you petting it.
Sort of. It depends on the game you're playing. I don't know, somebody once wisely told me, it's like it depends on, there's a lot of different games to play. You could just sit and flip stuff on the bazaar,
Ah,
right?
interesting.
Like you can have no gotchis and
Yeah.
just watch the right. You can research like what makes gotchis rare, for instance, and
Yeah.
start sniping that way. You can simply passively yield farm and flip tickets by farming friends.
Huh. So there's a
Um,
lot of ways you could approach the same game.
and there's no game
Yeah. Well, yeah.
yet.
So do you think that this style has influenced or maybe could influence future iterations of Rainbow Rules?
Um, if we decide to gamify, I would love to gamify. I think but
Yeah.
games take a lot of time, as Avagachi has shown us. Like it's better to take a really long time and make
Yeah.
sure you do it right.
Yeah.
Um, so I think, so what's exciting is that we do have our boosts. We have the cleaning power.
Uh-huh.
So potentially cleaning power combined with properties and some, so I mean, like there's attributes that we could use to
Yeah.
go towards gamifying. I'm not a game dev, so it's
Yeah.
hard for me to say
I mean, you could have
would
like
be easy.
attached to some kind of toilet NFT, and you could have the cleaning power and the toilet constantly getting dirty, and you have to build up your, you have to use your toilet paper to, I don't know, but some kind of interaction with another NFT. I
You
don't
know,
know.
yeah, that's that would be actually like pretty cool. Like I just wonder how, like, how interesting can we get with puzzles, things like that. I'm really interested in puzzles.
Yeah.
So like a puzzle game or some sort where the community working together to unlock a bunch of funding, for instance, would be interesting. Like the reward is um the prize is like unlocking a bunch of donations and getting partnerships. And you know what I
Oh,
mean? Like
yeah, yeah.
if enough engage, yeah, man, I'm starting
Yeah,
to
you
lead
could
to
go
alpha.
on a total, yeah, I mean, yeah, not official alpha, but
Uh, no, but that would be interesting. Like something like that. It, it would be interesting to like to continue to innovate with NFTP and
Mhm.
see, like, you know it's yeah, like that would be cool.
Yeah. Well, the
So
possibilities are endless right now with the way that gaming and NFTs is all integrating. And I was listening to Bankless on my commute yesterday, and they were talking with, I believe, Amy Yu of Ubisoft or something. And she was talking about, how we're at the infancy of that, and how people are just now, like, the graphics and the gameplay of a lot of these blockchain games are, not where a lot of gamers are really, used to and accustomed to. So they still see us and how we're approaching gaming as kind of primitive, but it will be basically inevitable, integrating the blockchain and NFTs into games once it catches up with that, amazing superior style of, graphics and gameplay, then it's game on, right?
Yeah. So I wish I had my camera on. My cat is really hungry and like now just insisting on disrupting everything as we're going.
Well,
Speaking
that being
of
said,
cats, crypto
we are at
kitties.
30 minutes, so we
Um,
can.
yeah, John, thank you so much for having me out. No, my kitty is he is not happy.
You
It's
got
funny.
that kinship with the cat, so yeah.
I'm petting him right now. I gave him food this morning and he ran away, and so I had to put it away, or the other cats would eat it.
Yes,
And now
cats are
he's like,
fickle.
"Hey, where's my food, dude?"
All
So
right,
that's
man.
what's
Well,
happening.
thanks a lot for jumping on, and we'll see you in the Dow.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much, John. Have a wonderful day,
All right, you
and
too.
I will talk to you soon, man.
All right, later. Thank you for making it to the end of this program. If you actually like this content, give a thumbs up. And if you want to hear more, just hit the subscribe button. I'm available on YouTube, Odyssey, and BitChute, and on all the major podcasting platforms in audio version. Spotify specifically. If you would like to follow and leave a review, that would help a lot. I am also available on Twitter at EurekaJohn1. That's EUREKA John, JOHN, and the number 1. My DMs are always open. Feel free to shoot me a message. Thanks again.